Am I the a-hole for calling my stepdad arrogant and a liar for saying he's not a stepdad, but the dad who stepped up and the dad we needed? My parents divorced 13 years ago. I'm 17 male, their oldest kid, and then there's my two sisters, 15 female, 14 female. Our parents share custody of us. Both show up for us. Both support us in extracurriculars and pay for our things and provide for us. My dad was always around, and he never acted like a deadbeat dad. When I was 7, my mom met her husband and they got married after dating for like 5 months or something crazy like that. At first, I thought he was okay. My sisters never liked him much. My youngest sister used to cry every time he tried to pick her up or interact with her. But mom married him anyway. It was like 2 months after they got married when my stepdad told someone he wasn't a stepdad, but the dad who stepped up. He said the 3 of us had needed a dad, and he was glad to rise to the occasion. I asked my mom why he said that when we had a dad. She said people think less of step-parents for some weird reason, and he wanted it clear that he was our dad too. I said it sounded like we didn't have a dad though. She told me it wasn't like that. The next time he said it, I told my stepdad it bothered me, and he said he was just so proud to be our dad. I said he wasn't dad though, and he was Greg. I was punished for saying that, and mom told me it's wrong to scream at a step-parent, "You're not my mom or dad," and it hurt feelings. I hadn't screamed, but my mom said it didn't matter if you screamed it or said it because it was hurtful. I ended up telling dad about it, and my sisters did too when they realized what he was saying. Our dad talked to our mom, but I don't think she cared about his feelings. I told him about it a few more times, and I remember my mom and stepdad being so mad at dad all of a sudden, so I guess he tried to make a bigger deal out of it. My stepdad started saying it more, mom started saying it too, and posted it on socials a lot. It got on our nerves a lot, and my sister's dislike for him spread to all 3 of us over time. So much that now I'm only going to mom's house because my sisters have to since they're under 17, and that's the age where our choice has some weight in court. I could stop going, but I decided to stand by my sisters until I'm 18. It's been painful, but at least we can vent to each other easier. My mom and stepdad had some friends over at the weekend, and my stepdad started his BS off again when one of his friend's stepkids told his friend that he wasn't his dad and to go away. My stepdad was like, "Oh, don't worry, and eventually they'll realize without you they won't have a dad and you're the dad he needs. Speaking from experience and all that bullshit." He said neither one of them was stepdads because they were actually the dads who stepped up and were needed by the kids. I got so mad hearing him say that shift again, and I called him arrogant and a liar. I said we didn't need him, and if anything, he made our lives worse. I said my sisters never liked him, and I eventually saw why, and he needed to accept that he didn't do more for us than our dad. He wasn't more involved, or even equally as involved, and that he was never going to be appreciated or wanted like he believed, and he needed to stop messing up other people's relationships with their stepkids by filling their heads with such BS. I also said he has his own kids now and should focus on them instead of us because he'll never get his ego stroked like he wants to. Of course, I got into trouble for my outburst, and I was basically grounded until I got to my dad's house. My mom blamed my dad for it and said he filled our heads with disrespect for her husband, and it made me feel bad that dad was getting blamed. So I wonder if I'm TA for saying all that instead of letting it go.